Bama football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? I appreciate y'all being here. Good morning. Last night was not a dream. This is reality, okay? And the reality of it is you're 1-0 in SEC play. That is it, okay? You gain momentum from that game and you move forward. Job is not done. Say it with me inside the comment box. Job is not done, okay? We've been here before, all right? Last year, you beat Georgia. The following week, I don't have to remind anybody. I don't want to see all the rat poison, okay? Avoid it. Sidestep it, all right? Because, look, job is not done. You celebrate the W. You celebrate taking steps forward. You celebrate ending a 33-game winning streak in Georgia. You celebrate the fact that Kirby Smart can't beat Alabama. But the job is not done because you did not qualify for the SEC championship. You did not qualify for the playoffs. Job's not done. Keep that mentality. All gas, no brakes, right? Keep it going. You got to continue to keep it going. But what we're going to do this morning, we're going to celebrate a little bit, okay? And we're going to talk about some things that stood out to me last night, some things that definitely need to be tightened up. And most importantly, I'm going to kick it with you guys this morning right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Yo, let me know where you're watching from. I appreciate you guys always being with me. My goodness, yo, I'm telling you, I called it. I knew that Alabama would beat Georgia. I was very confident for a variety of reasons. And one of my main reasons was the fact that if Ty Simpson could operate, it was going to be hard for Georgia to stop him. Period, okay? And that's just it. Last night, what Ty Simpson was able to do on a major stage pushed him to where he should be, okay? Ty Simpson, I don't know why this graphic isn't loading. Why isn't this other graphic loading? It's okay. We play through it. Let's make sure we got it. Huh. Okay. We're going to fight through it, all right? This graphic right here shows you where Ty Simpson should be, okay? Up at the top in the HEISMAN leaderboard. I've been talking this whole thing, Heisman, and yeah, you want to call it rat poison? Sure, that's what it is. What I'm concerned about is Ty Simpson getting the notoriety that he deserves because this guy has one hell of a story, okay? So Ty Simpson and Dante Moore out of Oregon, right, are the two at the top for Heisman. Dante Moore at plus 750 after beating Penn State on the road, and Ty Simpson winning on the road yesterday, right between the hedges. Ty Simpson has been fantastic. And let me ask you inside the comment box, what was your assessment of his play? What stood out about Ty Simpson yesterday? What jumped off the stat sheet to you? I'm gonna tell you, there's one huge stat inside the comment box that I'm going for right now. Does anybody know it? What is the most impressive stat? One mind-blowing stat. Can you come up with it? One mind-blowing stat that is floating with Alabama right now. Can you figure it out? That's your trivia. All right? That's your trivia. Right here, Kirby Smart, he is 1-7 all-time against Alabama, but this isn't the stat that I'm going for. This isn't the stat that I'm going for. But there's one. There you go. All right, you got it. Chris in New Jersey. You got it, bro. No turnovers. Yo, you've played 4 games and 0 turnovers. I think there's 2 other teams right now in the country, right? And you don't talk about the no-hitter when it's happening, but I mean right now what is happening, that is so impressive. That's the most impressive thing to me other than like the 33-game winning streak and 1-7. Honestly, man, like because it's about what you're doing right now. Right? All that other stuff, the black hoodie and all that stuff, does that matter? Nah. Like, no turnovers wins a lot of games. Right? You don't turn the ball over, you win a lot of games. Found this was interesting as well. When you look at the Pro Football Focus numbers this morning, right? And you look to Alabama's offensive line, right? You see that there was 0 pressures, right? I mean, look at this. The offensive line played absolutely stellar in a hostile environment. You know, I thought that Georgia would have sent a little bit more pressure, but they didn't. And, you know, listening to Kirby Smart in the postgame, he said one of the reasons was he's like, look, if you pressure them, then you don't have enough coverage in the back. And I think that tells you a lot about Ty Simpson. I think that tells you that people are scared of Alabama's offense, right? People know how dangerous this offense is. And if you're just getting here, please hit the thumbs up on this video. I appreciate you guys being here. Chris Moore, what's up? I see you inside the comment box. Chris from New Jersey. We got J Pep up in here. We got Nicole Covington, Mindy Miss Careless, Nicole Covington. Y'all sleep? Did anybody sleep last night? Oh, man. So this is it. This is the number right here. Turnovers this season. Everybody type 0 inside the comment box while I drink this hot coffee. Damn. That coffee's good. You know, I mess with the Folgers. All right? I mean, could I up my coffee game? Probably. But, you know, I like to stay in my lane, you know? Every once in a while, I'll go down and get a Starbucks. But, like, I'm just hitting it with Folgers. All right? The best part of waking up is talking Bama with coffee in your cup. All right. Here we go. So, turnovers this season, this is hell of impressive to me for a lot of different reasons. And I think I'm going to show you a couple clips from last night, not the actual play itself, but some screenshots about Alabama's offense and a couple from defense that really stood out to me yesterday. And it really starts out with this particular play. Okay, so as you know, this was a crucial third down that Alabama had to get to win the game. I feel that this was the biggest play of the night. I know a lot of people kind of point to the LT Overton play on defense. I'm going to talk about that as well. But how would you assess the play of Ryan Grubb on a scale of 1 to 10? How would you assess? Yeah, Patriot Life, I've thought about that mushroom coffee, bro. Hey, RLS, what's up, dog? I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Honestly, there's a lot of people that work their ass off. I feel I'm one of them. You know, you have to be able to put in the consistency and the performance. You know, I'm probably running off 2 hours of sleep. So, you know, if I have a little stutter step or if my voice is a little off, give me grace and I appreciate it. But, you know, job's not done. Got to work. That's how it goes. Yo, so Ryan Grubb, and I've been saying this for a long time, this is where Ryan Grubb showcases you why Coach Saban many years ago wanted Ryan Grubb to be in Tuscaloosa, right? Sometimes the cars don't line up. Sometimes life doesn't line up, and that's just it. Coach Kalen DeBoer had to operate last year with Ryan Grubb, and it was hella challenging. Last year, there was a million things that were difficult, and having Ryan Grubb not by him, I think, was really difficult. And you saw Ryan Grubb struggle without Coach Kalen DeBoer. Call these guys Bert and Ernie. I don't know what you want to call them, but they win football games, right? And I think that Ryan Grubb, with this play, particularly right here, and some of the things that he did last night, some call it masterclass, some could call it a chess master. I don't know. Maybe you can call it Gadget Grubb. Man, he's kind of gadgety, right? And I'm going to talk about the Kaden Proctor play because that was crazy. I'm not a big gadget guy, like on the football field, especially with a team of this caliber, okay? You're on the road. I don't think you need some of that. Some of them, you know, I felt were like, you don't need to do that. There was one particular one, I was just like, nah, that's kind of mid. This play isn't a gadget, but this play is high-level football. So it's a 3rd and 5. You have to get this first down to be able to get to ice the game, right? Game's over if you get this. So Jeremy Bernard, all right, before I get to this, yo, Jeremy Bernard is used like Deebo Samuel when he played for the 49ers, period. That's the exact thing. He threw a pass last night. He completed it on a gadget play. He ran the ball effectively as a running back, and he caught the ball as an effective wide receiver. Jeremy Bernard, if you could type in the germ emoji inside the comment box, this is amazing. So let's set up the play. You have 3rd and 5. You have Jeremy Bernard who's going out motioning left, right? So he's motioning left. And you have Ryan Williams and Isaiah Horton. So everybody's like, oh, my goodness, here's something's coming. If I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm thinking it's going to be a bubble, right? Right here. You're going to bubble it out to your best player, and you're going to go basically an old Oklahoma Joe, right? 2-on-1 right here, right? What they do is they send everybody left, right? Everybody's going left. What happens on the back is very impressive. So you have Jam Miller, who's going to float out to the right, kind of like on a soft wheel route. And Ty Simpson right here, what he's going to do is he's going to change directions off of play action, right? And he's going to locate Jam Miller for a nice, high efficiency pass, which makes it a first down. Now, could he have gone up here to Josh Cuevas? Sure, he could have. But why? There's no need to. This is a risky pass. Even if it would have gone for 20 yards, who the hell cares? Like, this is a low risk, very high reward. The reward is winning the damn football game. You know what I'm saying? So getting the ball to Jam Miller, who has fantastic hands. I don't think, we talk about Jam Miller in a lot of different ways. By the way, what'd you think about Jam Miller last night? I personally liked his play. I did. But he catches the football really well. He has great hands. So you go to him right here. He gets 5 yards, but then he has the mindset to slide, keep the clock going, heads up play. This was a fantastic play. Dylan's asking for an update on Quay Rusaw. We don't have one at this point in time. That is important question to ask because you're also without Jaw Latham as well, right? Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate Southern Gal watching out on YouTube TV. I'm going to drink some Folgers real quick. Oh, man. And I need my coffee hot. Hot, man. I need it hot. I don't know why these plays aren't showing. What? All right, let's give it another refresh. This is on the fly. And you can't panic when you're in these type of situations, right? See, here you go. You gave it a reset and you're good to go. So that's my message to you out there. You hit a little bump. You don't freak out. You don't let it rattle you. Don't get rattled. I'm live, right? Like, stuff happens when you're live. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't faze me, right? Last night, when I was doing my show, you want to know what happened? Everything shut down. I couldn't even see what was happening. I was flying the plane blind. And luckily, it turned out well, but that's just, those were the cards that I was dealt. I got a 2 and a 3 on the poker table. That was it. So what? Work through it. Okay. This play, was crazy. And you know what? I don't know if it's lack of sleep, okay? But did you all see, and help me, because I haven't done the full rewatch. Am I tripping, or was there another part in this game where Kaden Proctor was in motion? Was that a dream? Remember, I guess it was in the first quarter? It must have been in the first quarter, right? Please help me. Was Kaden Proctor in motion another point in this game? I was like, what the hell is happening? You know that meme? It's like, what the hell? What the hell? So anyways, we get to the second quarter, and you know how this was set up. It was because of Lottie Brooks. He caught that long pass play, and he had a bunch of yak yardage, right? And so you get up here, and what are they at? I don't know, the 15-yard line or whatever it is. And you have Kaden Proctor out here as a wide receiver. I've never seen anything like this. This was amazing. I don't like gadget plays. I'm down with this all day long, okay? This was so dope. So you have Jam Miller up here. You have Kaden Proctor right here. You have Journey Bernard, of course, in motion, right? This was crazy, okay? So the play starts, and Ty Simpson's able to get the ball. He's able to get the ball to Kaden Proctor, okay? And blocking for him is Journey Bernard and Jam Miller. Imagine what these dudes were thinking at this point in time. They're probably like, oh, man. And then this photo, the University of Alabama. Yo, how hard does this photo go? A scale of 1 to 100. A scale of... This is... You know what this reminded me of? You know what this reminded me of? You know those meme, like, Facebook channels that post, like, breaking news, Alabama has landed, like, a 6'7", 400-pound wide receiver? This is exactly it. This is, like, if you showed someone, imagine showing this, like, picture to, like, somebody who just follows, like, European soccer. And you're like, yo, this is college football. Here's, like, a picture of it. Like, what? and be like, yo, he's 6'7". I think he slimmed down. What is he, like 360 now? This is, you know how they say, like, yo, that dude's a unit? This dude is like, remember, are you guys old enough? Refrigerator Perry? Refrigerator Perry, like, how big was Refrigerator Perry? Could someone look that up? What is this? I'm sure Proctor's bigger than him. This was crazy. So anyways, he picks up like 11 yards. Since he caught it behind the line of scrimmage, it was actually a run. It wasn't a catch. I call it a catch. I have him as one of my top receivers. Crazy. Can you imagine this dude? The fridge was 400 pounds? Damn. I didn't know the fridge was 400. Okay. Here's your defensive play, right? I did a offensive play. I did a special teams play. Now I'm doing a defensive play. All right. So, as you know, it's 4th and 1. There's 13 minutes in this game. Aaron, thank you so much for the super. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All super chats, I sincerely appreciate it. You could also send a Venmo, like a tip, Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. I really, 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 really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And Aaron says this: if I was a defender and I saw Proctor coming my way, I'd play dead. I appreciate it, Aaron. Thank you so much. So this play, you know, when we were watching the live watch along, I felt, I'm all about being aggressive, right? Like, I want the ball. I'm trying to put points on the board. In this particular situation, if I'm just watching football, right, I'm kicking the field goal here. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it was 4th and 1. You had the momentum. This was the point in time of the game. And Georgia didn't have momentum much in this game, right? Am I right? But at this point in time, you did. This was coming after the missed field goal, right? So you drive down the field. You finally get some momentum. They should have caught a touchdown pass, but you have momentum. It's 4th and 1, and there's 13 minutes remaining. You would have put pressure on Alabama football. You really would have on the offense. Instead, they go for it on 4th and 1. I don't like the call. And they don't even go with their bigger running back here. This is kind of, in my opinion, this wasn't a good job coaching. I didn't like the way that they handled their timeouts as well. Just me. But they go with one of their smaller running backs, okay, to the outside. And LT Overton just comes up and swallows him in the back. This was if the Jam Miller play was the offensive play, this is like 1A or 1B or whatever. This was a hell of a play. Thumbs up for LT Overton, man. He came through. You also see Zero back here, right? And my boy Chase in with the super chat. 1-0 every week. As soon as everybody counts Bama out, we're back in it like we never left. RMFT, God bless. Y'all, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Case. Always supporting me. Thank you, man. I know you got my back, man, and I know you enjoy the content, and I know you call in every week, man. You hype up this team, and you have confidence, man. I appreciate you being here, and I know you're happy this morning. But this play was spectacular. Being able to get into the backfield at a crucial point, man, this was a heads-up play, an athletic play. And I look, I'm about to talk about the defense here in a second, about the holes that Alabama has. But I want to make sure to give credit where it's due, too, okay? Because there was 2 times that the defense did come up. And I get it. I'm going to be hard on the defense. I'm going to be hard on Kane Womack. But I have to give credit where it's due, okay? Georgia had the football with 13 – what was it? They had the ball late in the game. They had to go 95 yards downfield. They got 40 yards, and Alabama came up with a stop, okay? Georgia had to punt, right? I think there was like 3 minutes remaining. And this play, too, right? They could have allowed points here. They didn't. Inside the red zone, you come up with a big stop. Let's give them some credit right there on that particular play. Coming up next, you got Vanderbilt. All right? Vanderbilt, they defeated Utah State, right? So they are now 5-0. So that's why I'm always saying is like, job is not done. It's not finished. You're 1-0 in SEC play. Let me make sure I have my next slides coming up. in Vanderbilt, look, this is the exact same thing that happened last year. You beat, and oh man, it is so crazy how college football works. Because the last 4 times that we've seen Alabama and Georgia, I think they've been the favorite every single time. And probably next year, something will happen to where Georgia's coming to Alabama and they'll be the favorite. I don't know why. It is crazy. It's like people don't learn. I'm perfect in picking these games between Alabama and Georgia. I know who's going to win. So Vanderbilt comes in, and these guys are a buzzsaw, all right? They're rolling. They beat Utah State. I think they scored 55 yesterday or whatever. Diego Pavia, that's not him. You know who he is. He's been there for a couple years now. And look, he has a competitive spirit. He's tough to deal with. This team has confidence. And you know what? The thing I like about Vanderbilt is they play with a chip on their shoulder. They play with a competitive underdog spirit. These guys don't buy into the rat poison. They don't. And that's just it. These guys want to come in and they have the mindset that they're going to come in and punch Alabama in the mouth. I'm not telling you to watch the game last year, but I watched the game before the season between Vanderbilt and Alabama. There was just nothing else to do. Nobody hit Alabama as hard physically and dominated Alabama physically as Vanderbilt. It's a hard-hitting team. This is a good football team. I don't know what the line will be. Jarvis, do we have a line on this game yet? I say Alabama -7.5. Dan Caraway in with the super chat. What's up, Dan? I appreciate you, bro. Dan's also my dog, man. Always supporting. Well, I was going to give more, but Stockton bum self keeps me from winning 900. Yo, man. I had a nice little parlay going too, but he didn't throw touchdown passes, which I knew he wouldn't. But you know who got me was Ryan Williams. I thought Ryan Williams would catch him more than 60 yards, and he should have if he would have caught that pass. So that's what happened on my parlay. And you know this video is sponsored by Sleeper. So if you want to make parlays, right, get inside and use the promo code, which is Sleeper, right? Get a $100 deposit match up to $100 when you use the promo code, which is Tailgate, right? You can make more or less picks. I do it all the time. It's fun. It's tough, though. All right. Guess what? And then after that, all right, plus 14, 13.5. No, are those the real odds? Is it? Timothy, are you serious? You also have Missouri thereafter, right, who is also 5-0. So think about it this way. And Missouri will have 2 weeks to prep for Bama, right? So think about it this way. The next two opponents that Alabama will play are a combined 10-0. 10-0. All right? If you want to throw on Tennessee, who's 4-1, what is that, 14-1, the next three? So every single week, yo, you better come with it. You better come with it 1,000,000%. All right, Reese Parker in with the super chat. Reese says, Kyle, I feel we should always worry about the next game, but personally, I'm worried about Vandy at home. I'm worried about Missouri and its run. You know what? Missouri has a really good quarterback. Missouri is a good football team. Those will be challenging games. As you know, Coach Kalen DeBoer has been very difficult to beat at home. It doesn't matter. You got to prepare. You got to avoid. You celebrate that victory, like back on the plane. You know, you have breakfast and you call, your people and you celebrate it. But you get dialed in immediately for Vanderbilt. Immediately for Vanderbilt. All right, looking at the sleeper kind of over-unders. Ty Simpson went over 252 yards, right? Jerry Bernard, I had him going over. He actually caught for less than 51. These are part of my parlay. But he had over, close to 100 all-purpose yards. And then Gunnar Stockton, I had him under. He could have thrown 2 touchdown passes, but he didn't because the guy dropped a pass. Kind of similar to what Ryan Williams did, which was crazy. So anyways, remember, when you get the $100 match up to $100, use the promo code TAILGATE. It's fun to do. Download it, Sleeper. You can also do it for fantasy football. Hey, we got Lisa in with the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. In honor of the big guy Proctor. Yeah, that was one of the highlights, certainly, of the night. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the super chats this morning. Thank you so much. Makes it easy and worthwhile to get up and to come out here and perform, off 2 hours of sleep or whatever. Hey, Sage, and he's gifted 5 memberships to the undefeated community. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the best way to give you guys like a reason to become members. Right now it's basically just to support the show, but maybe there's some other caveats that I could put, maybe some of the behind the scenes, some member only type chat engagements. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'll keep you posted. Keep your head on the swivel. But if you were gifted a membership, definitely tell Sage thank you inside the comment box. Here's a look at Alabama's next couple of games. And remember, these AP Top 25 will be updated. I have a graphic coming up next. But just to kind of showcase you, we asked ChatGPT at the beginning of the season, and we do this weekly, we update this, what the season would look like. And ChatGPT was very bullish that Alabama would win, I think, 11 games. So as you look to it right now, and this is kind of a rewind, maybe we'll do an update, but I mean, high confidence level the rest of the way. And you start to look at the schedule, and I know it's one game at a time, but you got Vanderbilt, you got Missouri, you got Tennessee. I just told you all their records. South Carolina, I think, will be a challenge too on the road. LSU lost yesterday to Ole Miss. I still think they're a good football team. Oklahoma, John Mateer will be back by that point in time. Eastern Illinois and Auburn. I have to tell you, look, as a fan, kind of looking at the broad scope, 100%. Alabama controls its own destiny. That's why I was telling you on Saturday morning after Florida State lost, that doesn't matter. And if you win against Georgia, that erases the week 1 loss. It really does. Jarvis says this: Sanford Stadium is becoming like another Death Valley to us. We have more success in those stadiums than their home teams do. Bama opens -12. Wow. -12 at Vanderbilt. Wow, that's crazy. -12 versus Vandy. And College Game Day will be here. Do you see this? College Game Day is coming to Tuscaloosa. Wow, that's just in. So breaking news, College Game Day will be in Tuscaloosa for undefeated Vanderbilt in Alabama. Just in. Breaking news, College Game Day will be in Tuscaloosa. Let me post that real quick on social media. Wow, that's crazy. College Game Day coming to Tuscaloosa. As you know, I do all the graphics and everything you see on this, and I appreciate you guys giving me grace while I work and I do different things. But Game Day up in town. That's dope. That's lit. Game Day, let's go. 1 second, and I'll continue because I have a question for you coming up next. Where do you think, and I'll just ask it to you right now. Here's a look at the AP Top 25 from last Sunday. Where do you think that Alabama will be ranked in the top 25? Sound off now. And do you think Alabama should be ranked ahead of Florida State? And what's your top 5 look like in the AP? So I put this together this morning, right? I went through last week's. I'll go full screen so maybe you could see it a little bit cleaner. But as you look at the top 25, you see that there was a lot of teams within the top 10 that lost this week, right? So you had Penn State, LSU, Georgia, Florida State. I mean, that's a lot of teams within the top 10 that, took L's, right? On the right column, you see that a lot of those teams won. Tennessee in overtime, Georgia Tech in overtime, Bama won by 3, Vanderbilt won against Utah State, Michigan was open, Missouri won against UMass. So I don't know. I tried to I was going to put together a graphic that kind of had my top 5 or my top 10. Like if I had a vote in the AP. I don't know. It was hard for me because I think I would probably, I don't know if I'm like coming off a high from last night or whatever, but man, it would be hard for me right now to not put Bama within the top 5. Okay. It's about what you have done for me lately. They'll certainly be a top 10 team, right? I don't know. It was like I would maybe put them in the top 5. I'd probably go Ohio State, I guess Miami, Oregon. And then after here, do I go Ole Miss? You got to think that Ole Miss is probably better than Oklahoma right now because Oklahoma doesn't have their quarterback, right? I see feedback saying that maybe outside of the top 5, maybe it's the 2 hours of sleep I'm running off of. But I don't know. You know, I'm bullish, and I've been bullish about this team, that if they get it together, they can really do some things. So, top 10 for sure. Top 5 kind of, at a higher end for like a fan ranking. But look at this. This is crazy too. When you look to the SEC rankings, right? Man, a lot of these teams got some. The SEC is a gauntlet. Oh my goodness. Ole Miss, no one's talking about them, right? I mean, could they be top 5? I don't know. They beat LSU. They have 3 conference wins. They beat Arkansas, Kentucky, and LSU. I told you I wasn't buying LSU, long term. I knew that they would have a crash out. I don't think this is a crash out. I think Ole Miss is a good team. You have Missouri, who's undefeated. You have Vanderbilt, who's undefeated. You have Oklahoma, who's undefeated. You have Texas A&M, who's undefeated. Bama, who's undefeated in SEC play. You have LSU is 4-1 overall. Tennessee 4-1 overall, winning the last 2 games have been in overtime. Mississippi State is damn good too. Georgia, right? 1-1, 3-1, and South Carolina 3-2, 1-2 in conference. And I think there's a bunch of other teams that aren't even listed here, just because they haven't played. Like Texas, they haven't played a conference game yet, which is interesting, right? But this is the thing, as B-Rob just said inside the comment box, like the SEC, the quality is just absolutely, it's great. It's like the mini NFL. What I don't like is the other conferences aren't playing this type of competition, right? And it takes away from playoff spots within a very, very deep league. It's almost like if you play in the SEC, it penalizes you because of the quality of competition. I really think it does. So I don't know where they're ranked within the top 25. Definitely top 10. Or can we all agree top 10? Type Y if you think so. Type Y if you think so inside the comment box. That will come out today at 1 p.m. Now, I'll keep you guys posted. And as you know, I just said that College Game Day is coming to town. So just wanted to come on this morning and rap with you guys, coming off that big victory. Mario Gates has it 11-12. I like that. I like that mentality. Keep them out of the top 10. Yeah, I'm not mad about that. Hey, fam, you guys gassed me up with the super chats. I really appreciate it. Another thing that you could do to help me each and every day is every single video that you see, hit the thumbs up, as many thumbs up as possible. It helps the video. Jump into our Facebook fan page, right? I'll put the link in the description box. You can get in there. I post, all sorts of content. I basically treat it like my website. A good place to interact with other Alabama football fans. News as it happens. Stay tuned later on today for an AP Top 25 reaction video. And I'll probably dabble with the video Sunday night as well, either a live or a put together video, because, job's not done. I mean, you thought this was hype week? No. College Game Day is coming to Tuscaloosa. So we got to get some rest in. We got to get fueled up, because we got an absolute gauntlet that we're about ready to go on, okay? So job is not done. Celebrate it I'm going to give you guys, celebrate the win till 12 p.m., okay? And then after 12 p.m., get locked back in. All right? I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for kicking it with me this morning right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I'm enjoying my Folgers, and I hope you are too. The best part of waking up is talking Bama with Folgers in your cup. All right, from Tuscaloosa, Alabama on this fine Sunday, 28th. Sunday, September 28th. Kyle Henderson, low sleep, high performance on Bama Football on YouTube. I'll catch up with you guys soon, fam. Enjoy your morning. Enjoy your start. And we'll catch up with you soon as news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I got the updates I'm tracking. Quay Rusaw, trying to figure out what's going on with him. And, of course, the rankings. All right. I got bars on bars on bars. All right, fam. I'll catch up with you guys next time right here on Bama.